Hey guys, here is a special Saturday edition of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialists. As you can see and hear, the 64 one family gorgeous Bahama Blue Beetle is now running. So got it fired up a little earlier, set the static timing on it, primed the carburetor. You know, it took a few times to get it started. Usually they won't start. They won't start when there's no fuel in the fuel pump or the carburetor, obviously. So usually prime the carb, you know, fire it off. It'll start, run for a few seconds, prime the carb again. Keep doing that. You pretty much have to get it running, in my experience at least, for the motor to spin fast enough to in turn pump the fuel pump fast enough that it'll, you know, suck gas all the way from the gas tank and up into there and then up into the carburetor. So usually I just kind of keep priming them until the fuel pump starts doing its thing, and then boom, after that they'll just, you know, basically run. Let me go ahead and shut this off real quick. Okay, there we go. Easier to not have to talk over that. Yeah, anyway, so primed the carb, you know, got it fired up, obviously put, you know, oil in it and so on and so forth. Yeah, so far so good. I set the static timing. So these came with vacuum only distributor, so these distributors have no mechanical advance at all. So I set the timing pretty much static at the timing mark. It should be fine. My timing light is a 12 volt timing light, and 6 volts just doesn't really have enough power to strobe the light on it. So I haven't been able to verify the timing, but again, since it's vacuum only, it should be dead on. But anyway, I'll check that at some point. The car won't quite idle when it's warmed up and comes all the way off the ramp there for the choke. So I may have to pull the carburetor and you know, check some passages and stuff on there. There's probably just a little passage that's needs a little help or something. Sometimes even when you go through these things and clean them and stuff, you never know what's lurking inside these things, and so sometimes you have to go through them a couple times to get them to work properly. The good thing though is this is a old Volkswagen carburetor, early, so this is a 28 picked one. So these are much less problematic. Those of you that follow the channel know how much time I spent struggling with the later carb on that yellow Gia and so on. Those things are just a pain in the butt, and they're very finicky. These older carbs, the 28s, the 26s for that matter, even the 30s, they're pretty bulletproof. You know, usually if you just clean them out real thoroughly and, you know, make sure all the passages are clear, then they'll run fine, honestly. So not too concerned about it, but I did pull the idle jet just now and cleaned it out just to make sure it wasn't clogged, and it seemed like it was probably open. But we'll see. If that doesn't do it, then yeah, the carburetor's coming off, and I'll go through it all, and then I expect things will probably be fine. So yeah, anyway, just here on a Saturday. I don't usually try not to work weekends, but had some things I wanted to take care of today, and we are on a little bit of a timeline for this car, so I'm just trying to keep things moving forward. The front and rear lids are done being polished by our friend Robert at let's see, custom corrections, I think both with a K. Anyway, yeah, Robert's a really good local guy. He's doing polishing. He does pretty much polishes all our cars. He does ceramic coating. Really good work. The amount of time and detail he puts into his work is pretty amazing. So yeah, anyway, he's got the hood and the deck lid polished. We'll pick those up Monday, and then those will go on. And I just talked to our guy Ruben, who's restoring a set of pop-outs for this car, and he's expecting to finish those up this weekend. So then those will go in, and the tires, I believe, have shipped from Coker Tires. Those guys are in Tennessee, so hopefully early next week the tires will be in, and then we'll of course mount those up on the wheels, which are already painted and are sitting there patiently waiting for their tires. So yeah, this thing's going to come together pretty quick. hoping to get it to the customer not this coming week, but the following week. So there doesn't look like there's a lot to do, but I mean, this car has not been driven. I still gotta potentially iron out the idle on the carburetor. I need to do an alignment. You know, there's always something. We're pretty much completely built this car from, or rebuilt, I should say, this car from the ground up with all new everything everywhere. So there's bound to be some bugs that need, or kinks, so to speak, to be worked out, but it should be pretty close. I think we're going to be able to meet our timeline here and get it to the family in time for the mom, who's the original owner, for her big 90th birthday bash near the very end of October. So anyways, guys, that's it for the very rare Saturday edition of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. I think I'm going to mess around with this thing a little bit more and then go home and enjoy my family and do all the honeydews and stuff like that I need to do at home. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again on Monday.